Here is an interview with Roberto Nuzzo, a former non-commissioned officer of the Air Force, who discusses the HAARP project and the debates held in the European Parliament, suggesting that HAARP could be used for military purposes, such as climate disruption, artificial storms, droughts or earthquakes, destruction of enemy satellites or electronic systems through electromagnetic pulses, EMP, mind control or psychological interference using radio waves.
We talk about chemtrails and geoengineering, but let's start from 1995, when in a European parliamentary session, the President communicated deferring the resolution proposal of Honourable Ren Ruver on the use of potential resources for environmental strategies. Then again, in 1999, the European Parliament expressed opposition to HAARP experiments, namely the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program based in Alaska and the USA. What does it tell us?
Let's start this journey together by discussing the Committee on the Environment, Public Health, and Consumer Protection, which in 1999 expressed its views on this HAARP project, as you very well described. The name stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Basically, at point 11, the European Parliament considers the U.S. military system of ionospheric manipulation, HAARP, based in Alaska, as just part of the development of electromagnetic weapons for both internal and external security. An example of the most serious emerging military threat to the global environment and human health, since it seeks to manipulate the highly sensitive and energetic section of the biosphere for military purposes, while all its consequences are not clear. It also urges the Committee, the Council, and Member States to exert pressure on the governments of the United States, Russia, and any other state engaged in such activities to end them and to reach a global convention against such weapons. You understand well that this committee poses a problem of public health and safety, and it says it very clearly in this Article 11, which is an extrapolation of a much broader and deeper argumentation that I invite everyone to read. What are these chemtrails composed of? So we talked about the HAARP project, which is a project for the propagation of electromagnetic waves, and according to General Minnie, who is a general of the Army currently on leave, we will talk about it in one of the next episodes. He draws a correlation between the HAARP project and geoengineering, which is illegal geoengineering, which, to put it very succinctly, is called chemtrails. I want to make a note. Someone, especially from the Air Force, where I served for 37 years, believes that they are condensation trails. I asked the Air Force captain who gave an interview on this subject on YouTube, which I will send you later. I would like to ask why, in the last 21 days, I don't see condensation trails here over Salento. Yet, commercial planes are there and pass, according to what the Flight Radar app tells me. So it means that those condensation trails are not condensation trails, since the climate is the same as 21 days ago. So, regarding your question about clinical studies, and then we will also say in the future who did these studies say that these chemtrails are composed of barium, aluminum, titanium, quartz, calcium chloride, metals, polymers, silicates, viruses, bacteria, manganese, various fungi, thorium, copper, cadmium, silicon, lithium, lead, cobalt, iron, brominated ethylene, radioactive cesium, and 3,000 aluminum per ice. So you understand well that they are certainly not substances that are good for health.
And as for geoengineering, what could be the future scenarios?
Geoengineering was born as a possibility to manage the climate for positive purposes, to make it rain when necessary, or not to make it rain, already for the climate itself. But these purposes have been lost, because everything is being done with geoengineering except for the purposes for which they were set. That's why it's called illegal geoengineering, because something negative is being done to the detriment of health. And that's the purpose of this investigation, of this inquiry, that we will try to piece together step by step, episode after episode. And there are authoritative people who also talk about this.
Thank you, Roberto Nuzzo, for being with us. We will deepen the topics later.
Thank you. Until next time, maybe we will talk about the parliamentary inquiry of the Senate. Instead, we will see each other very soon after the weather forecast.